guys, welcome back to my channel. So for today's video, I'm going to be giving you guys some tips for college. I completed 1 year. I still have 1 more year left, and my course was the practical nursing. So I wrote them down. That's why I'm looking down. They're on my phone. Okay, so these tips are tailored to the nursing, but I feel like it could help you with no matter what program you're doing. So let's get to it. So for my first tip, which is very important, keep your instructor's numbers. Even your co-op instructor, keep their phone number, because when you're done the program, you can use them as a reference. My second tip is to make a friend in each of your classes, because if for some reason you can't go to school that day, then it's like you have somebody you can get the notes from, or somebody you can ask about what you missed, right? That's very important, because when it comes to college, like especially nursing, the course is very fast, and the amount of information that you learn in 1 week, like if you get behind, you're screwed. Like, it's really hard to catch up. And don't miss any classes if possible, because you learn a lot in class that you can't get from the book, because sometimes even the way the teacher can explain it to you, you know, it really helps. And I went to Humber College, and they gave us an agenda, and if your course doesn't give you an agenda, buy an agenda. Make sure you schedule out what you're going to do each day, what's due this day, what's due that day, because especially when it comes to nursing, there's so much in 1 week that you have to do. You can forget about things. So I looked at my agenda every day, and I used it every day, and it really helped me to organize my time and figure out I got to do this time, that time, you know? This brings me to my next point. Spend your time wisely when it comes to doing your homework, because it's very important not to fall behind. Because as soon as you fall behind, it's so hard to catch up. And then when it comes to nursing, the amount of readings that you get per week, I'm not gonna lie to you, it's physically impossible to read every single word of every page. So you have to kind of like look at the chapters, but prioritize, oh, this is important, try to skim through it, but also try to read the important things in depth. And when you're reading, try to highlight, because this will be very important when it comes to like exam time. It'll make it so much easier to study. And another thing when it comes to highlighting, don't just highlight, but you could also use sticky notes. So like what I did was I used sticky notes to kind of like write down important pieces of information that I feel like I'm gonna need to really study, or to highlight areas that I have to really like mark it as important, so I know I gotta go back and really read that, you know? Sorry, I'm trying to keep my points organized. Make sure you get enough sleep before a test. I know when it comes to studying, like you want to study as much as you can, but it's really hard to think when you're under lack of sleep, especially when it comes to pharmacology, because in that course you do a lot of math and you can't use a calculator. So if you're not running on enough sleep, it makes it so hard just to like count in your head. Because everything, no calculator, it's crazy. Also, now that I'm talking about pharmacology, try to memorize your multiplication tables. It will come in handy. Also, for pharmacology, you're going to need to know how to do decimals, multiplying and dividing decimals, and you're going to need to know the different measurement conversions, like for example milliliter to to is that right? Milliliter to liter, stuff like that. Just if you want to help yourself, just try to memorize them, even come up with acronyms. Acronyms really helped me when it came to the conversion, memorizing the conversion measurements. Acronyms also helped me when it came to my other courses, to like kind of memorize certain things. For example, when it comes to someone has a stroke, you memorize the acronym FAST, which stands for face, arm, speech, and time. Like, so if you can find a way to kind of like use acronyms for certain things that are hard to memorize, it will make it easier on you. Just and another point, try to ask questions when you need help. I feel like, you know, the teachers, their job is to help you. So if you have questions, ask the teacher. Or if you don't understand something, you could even ask a classmate. Don't be scared to ask people for help. Even if, you know, you don't really talk to the person, like, don't hold back. Your education is in your hands. Also, try to learn different ways. This really helped me because I'm good at reading. I really enjoy reading, but for me, some things was easier to understand if I watched a video. So, you know, I used YouTube a lot to especially when it came to the pharmacology medications. I used to watch like cartoon videos on YouTube that are made in a way to help you kind of like tell the difference between the different medications. Yeah, so using videos, pictures, you know, reading out loud. Just try different methods of learning, and don't just stick to just reading, because, you know, there are other ways that can help you to understand better. And then, so for my last, I think I got them all. For my last point, I just want to say, don't give up. To be honest, nursing is really hard. I'm not going to lie to you. I honestly didn't know it was going to be like that. Like, I swear, I was running on no sleep. I lost like 5 pounds. And I was like, there was always something on my mind. I was always thinking like, oh, I gotta do this, I gotta do that. Gotta do this, I gotta do that. It's like, I felt like, you know, so I don't want to scare people though. But I'm not gonna lie to you. Just make sure you eat good, because my problem was I was not eating at school, and I would be at school from like 8 to 5, and I would have to take the bus home. I don't get home till 7, so then it's like I don't eat all day until like 7. So just try to like pack food maybe the day before to help you be, you know, move quicker. Try to sleep when you can. Try to sleep in when you can, maybe like on the weekends. Another thing, I'm not gonna lie, it'll be hard to really have fun while you're doing your courses, but you can still have fun. You just gotta like prioritize. Make sure your homework always comes first, because when it comes to nursing, as soon as you get behind, I'm telling you, it will be almost impossible to catch up. But on a lighter note, you can do it. You know, when I did my last exam, I feel like crying right now. When I did my last exam, it's funny, like, I walked out of there, I got on the bus to take me back to the school, and I was, like, looking at my phone. I'm like, okay, what do I have to do next? Like, but then I realized, like, I don't have to do anything. Like, that was my last exam. There's no more homework, there's no more, well, there was still, you know, well, anyways, not gonna get into that. But there's basically nothing that I had to do. And, like, it was the best feeling ever, and I felt so accomplished after all that hard work, and I passed all my classes. Like, oh my gosh. I don't want to ruin my makeup, but my point is, don't give up, you know? There'll be, like, times where you want to cry, times where you want to pull out your hair, you know, times where you feel like giving up. But you gotta just keep pushing, just push through it. Because in the end, the feeling after all that struggling, to actually grab hold of what you were aiming for, it's the best feeling in the world that nobody can take from you. So that's all for my video. I hope these tips come in handy, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Peace!